LA Noire! It came out! I'm so excited! I was totally excited. After 3 years, when the first trailer came out, back in like '08, it was all black and white and all cool and showing how noir it was. It finally came out. Got that. Yeah, I got it on Xbox. 3 discs. Flip it. I have the final disc in my tray right now. So I totally beat it. Um, Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the complaints that I've been noticing trending on the web, which is it's too short, there's not too much to do, and it's not like Grand Theft Auto. And what I have to say is that it's not supposed to be. Um, Now, I know when we first see a Rockstar logo, we immediately think Grand Theft Auto, so that means free roam mayhem, basically. And don't get me wrong, I love it, but the thing that's cool about LA Noire, it is a very different game. I mean, very different approach. This is definitely a more sophisticated piece of game. Something that you're not going to be used to playing if you love Battlefield, if you love Call of Duty, or if you just straight up play Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead and you just cause mayhem, on your free time, don't even play main story, whatever. The thing about LA Noire, thing about it is that it's all main story, and if you felt that the game went too fast, either A, you actually enjoyed it, and it probably felt faster than it actually did, or B is that you just wanted to plow through it because you just wanted to get to the next action sequence. Because one of the problems I've noticed with this game, or why people would see it as a problem, is that you can't just go and free roam and do whatever you want and run over people, because the game limits you, and it does it on purpose. You are supposed to be a cop. There's supposed to be moral fiber in your character, even though I'm not going to spoil anything, but even though your character is imperfect and in a narrative sense. And that's the thing that Team Bondi and Rockstar recognized with this game, in the fact that it's called noir. If any of you are familiar with noir, it's a film genre, and it entails a lot of shadows, a lot of darkness, a lot of, old detective kind of films that you notice, like Chinatown or something previous to that. I'm not going to get all, Professor-ish on you for that. But it's supposed to be anticlimactic or depressing, or you're not supposed to be very upbeat, so you have to recognize the flaws in the world and in the characters. Now, when it comes down to gameplay, because at the true core of it, it is a game. It's not, just a movie. We've been seeing this wave of games trying to be like movies, and like Heavy Rain, was trying to do that, and I can see how that's really cool. But at the same time, people, when they hold the controller, when you're used to playing Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty and Halo, you're used to full-on action. You're holding down triggers. You're, constantly doing something. Unless it's a lot more subtle. So you have to really pace yourself. Now, this game is definitely just straight up different. If you can't slow down and, just take it as it happens, then it's not meant for you. I mean, this game requires you to think, pay attention, really immerse yourself in it. Like a lot of these Rockstar games do, but on a different level. You don't want to just, because you can't run around and shoot. They did limit that. The other thing is there are problems that, if you cause damage in the streets, it affects your end case report, which I can see, whatever. But you don't make money in the first place, so why does it even matter to you? So you can't really buy anything, and it's not a big deal. I don't care to buy stuff anyway. I want to play the game. I want to go to the crime scene. I want to investigate. I want to make sure, it's like testing my observation skills. And if I miss something, then I feel like I'm an idiot, so I want to go back and replay the case. Now, when it comes to replayability, I mean, there is some. I mean, you can free roam and solve cases, but once that's all said and done, you're really done. The only other thing you could do is go back and replay cases that you enjoyed and probably try to nail them and make them perfect. Try to find all the clues, make sure you answer all the questions right, and some of that can, be tough. It's tougher than it actually is, because there might be something that you missed, or there's a different path that could have happened. You could have finished the case sooner or later or whatever, even though the outcome is always the same. Now, this game definitely should have DLC coming. I would seriously doubt they would make a game like this without having the intention of DLC coming out. I mean, I did hear that this game for Xbox was initially supposed to have like 4 or 5, even probably 6 discs. I mean, the PS3 people, it's... Now, I don't want to start no flame thing, so I'm saying, you got... It's on Blu-ray, so it's all one thing. Great, good for you, awesome. I don't care. But I feel like maybe my $60 is well spent, because it's like $20 a disc. So, I don't know. It makes it feel like a little more important to me. Got a little more weight. Since they're starting to make cases lighter now, I noticed that, maybe if I had a little extra weight in it, I probably won't be as ripped off. But L.A. Noire, definitely a try of a game. I mean, if you have to know going into it, you're not going to just be able to drive around and run over people. Oh, and what I was going to get to earlier is that when you try to run over people, you can't run over anybody. They all get out of the way. And there's some, okay, biggest pet peeve, biggest ever on this game, is not necessarily driving, but the AI drivers. Either they wanted to make it feel like terrible LA drivers on purpose. If they did an awesome job, even for 1947 when there wasn't as much traffic. But you'll know what I'm talking about, because the handling on cars is that for some reason the car you drive goes pretty fast, and the handling is really fast too. So when you turn, it's nuts. But when you're trying to drive somewhere really fast, I've never crashed a car more times than I did in this game. I mean, I've played every Grand Theft Auto, and I feel like a slick beast. Like, I'm weaving in and out, and I'll crash and whatever from time to time. But you'll crash your way to the crime scene. That's why they give you the option to have your partner drive. So, unless you're gonna be driving slowly and taking your time, let your partner drive. Because one thing you'll do is when you're driving really fast and you're driving in the middle of an intersection, the stupid AI drivers, what they'll do is they'll be in the middle of a turn. They're like, it's like, okay, you're obviously about to run a red light, but who cares? It's just a video game. No rules to follow. And they're about to turn. But for some reason, the fact that you're coming, they'll stop. They'll stop while you're about to plow into them. If they kept going, as you probably assume, while you're driving, you think, okay, well, I see them coming, but if they keep going, I'm going to just go right past them. No, they stop right in front of you. Now, I'm not saying the game's perfect. I've never played a game that was perfect. Games that have been great, and both gameplay and, story or whatever, but they're not perfect. No, I've never played a perfect game. Especially now where everything requires an update, a patch, whatever. But if you're the type of person who loves a great story, and you want to play something very refreshing and different, play Portal. I'm just kidding. Even though Portal's great too. No, but seriously. Try L.A. Noire. Very refreshing. New mechanic. Great story. You should get sucked in. It's very conspiratorial toward the end. Yeah.